Welcome once again. And Nana, welcome once again. Welcome everyone to yet another beautiful show, another beautiful day with Kato and the gang. My gang is already in the studio. We are going to ramble, we are going to converse, we are going to discuss, we are going to disagree, and we are going to fight. We are going to fight as usual with my gang. Is Nandipu, the Taroko man, and of course I have Nana. Nandipu is from Nigeria. Nana is from Ghana. All of us today are putting on our t-shirts, as we can see mine. As you can see mine, our viewers, you can see mine well branded. And this is Humanist TV Africa. And of course, this is Kato Mukasa. I've introduced myself. You can see that of Ghana. You can see Nandip. Nandip is very clear. Nigeria TV Africa, Humanist TV Africa, Nigeria. Well made t-shirt, well done. That is Ghana. And that is Nana. We are Humanist TV Africa today. We are donning on our t-shirts. We are donning on our t-shirts, Humanist TV Africa. We are here for the long haul. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel. Our name is Humanist TV Africa, and we want to encourage you to continue subscribing so you can be able to watch our shows. Remember, our shows are running each day. Our shows do run each day. If you don't see me on the screen, there is Ghana there, Nana will be there, Nandip will be there, Mambo will be there. There are many other shows. There is Tawuya, and of course, there is the team from Nigeria. There is Obasi, there is Ezeni, and of course, there are many others. The team is quite big. There is the guy from Kenya, Brian Kabeko, and of course, in the studios is one silent one, Dennis Bongole, who is based in Uganda to do the production. Already guys from Ghana are sending greetings before you start to fight. Ghana is sending the greetings. I normally get cheated. Richard Kufo, well done. He says, well done. You see, Nana has a lot of support. It seems these Ugandans don't like me because they don't send messages when I'm on this TV. I always see messages from Ghana, messages from Nigeria, messages from Kenya. These Ugandans don't send messages. Now, I have to fight these people. Okay. Having said that, during the last show, they sent some 3 messages. I think, yeah, they remembered me that I exist. Of course, today we are going to be discussing, it's the Kato and the Gang show, remember? Politics, economics, and religion in Africa. But today, we want to continue looking at the impact of religion, the impact of religious beliefs on African people. The impact of religious beliefs on African people. Remember, our talk yesterday was very live. And we remember there are issues we never resolved. But we did agree that all of us in our respective countries, we have lingering problems arising out of our beliefs. But something was very clear yesterday in this conversation. We said that in our own cultures, in our own societies, in our own traditions, you also have beliefs. We have beliefs. And these are religious beliefs. I will tell you something as a preamble for this show. I'm a twin. My name is Kato Mukasa. I'm a twin. And being a twin, my name is a connotation of a god. My name is a connotation of a god, the creator, Katonda. But it is a short form of Katonda, Kato, from the creator, Katonda. When you have twins, Nandipu is not a twin. Nana is not a twin. Now, when you have one child, you don't have a twin. Now, the moment a woman brings the second child after the first one, it may be a matter of minutes. Like me and my twin brother, where the gap is about 2 minutes, I'm told. He comes out, I come out second. Now, why I'm called Kato is that I'm the young one. Kato means the young one, the young of the twins. Now, but again, when you expand my name, it is from Katonda, the creator. Now, among the people in central Uganda, where I was born, the god is called Katonda. That's the main god, is called Katonda. Why? Katonda means the creator. But when you go back to the meaning of twins, Katonda, among the twins is Kato, because Kato is the one who makes you a mother of twins or a father of twins. When you have one child, you don't have twins. So I'm happy I was not the first one, because me, I'm the one who made my mother become a twin mother. You get it? Because if they had given Waswa only the first one, the story would be different. So when the second boy comes, they say he has helped us to create twins. Now we have twins because a second one has come. Now, in my kind of culture, twins were godified, were treated as gods. I've been saying this story, that when I was growing up, my mother had baskets, I would call them baskets, where they had put fetishes. They have put things like coins, you know, those things with traditional, which connotes gods, coins, so many other things, you know, a back cloth, you know, a back cloth, a cloth of, in Africa, we used to have clothes, but our clothes were got from trees, and we used to call them, actually they are called back cloth. The color is like the banner, the headgear of Tarok. It's brown. You see, that's the back cloth in my culture, and it's got from the trees. Okay. So you could find in a basket of twins, there's the back cloth, there are coins, there are other fetishes that I cannot explain properly, and then my mother could be putting in money and money and money and money in this basket, a small basket, sometimes like a calabash, calabash, where you take your marwa, sorry, where you take your drinks. Nandip, I normally see you with a calabash, kind of where you take your drink, your traditional drink, Yes. Now that one, my mother had it, and it is cut on the top, and then my mother puts in these coins and fetishes, you know, traditional coins, not these money coins of today, ancient coins, like we are gods, okay? And this calabash is put beneath her bed, like we're the one supporting the family, you know. My mother there, she used to do these things. And now she calls me a god, and my grandfathers called me a god, okay? Courtesy of being a twin. Now, there are traditions which they must do for you, and before actually the moment you are born, they initiate into the family as twins. They build for you a shrine, a small shrine in the main family where you come from as twins, because you are deities. They have to consult you. They think that for us, we have spirits. That me, as I am here, I have a spirit behind me. Therefore, if you don't give this spirit money, it's going to cause trouble in the family. In fact, those days, when you got twins, you were so lucky that they thought you would become rich. A family with twins, automatically people thought in my setting, in my Ugandan setting, a family with twins, people thought would have money. The twins come with blessings. The twins comes with blessings. So that's why they built a shrine for the twins, and the mother keeps a calabash of fetishes, of coins, back cloth, and all these stupid things beneath her bed. Okay? And a twin in my setting, I cannot become a heir to my father. Even when my father wants me to succeed him, I can't, because I'm a god and my father is mortal. My father is just an ordinary person. Me, I'm a god. So how can a god succeed, become a successor of a normal person? Now, for me, I'm special. With my brother, we cannot become heir. We cannot succeed. Like your father cannot say, if I die, you take over from me. No, because I'm a god. Okay, and there are specific functions which must be done to me. Like when I die today, they don't say that I have died. No, in my culture, they say I've flew away, like flying away. You don't die. Twins don't die. They simply change geographical space because we are spirits. You understand, eh? When they are mentioning that Kato has died, it's not the way I've said it in English. They say he has vanished. He has vanished. He has changed geography. And even the way they bury me is different from the normal other people. Okay? Now, I'm showing you, people are watching me because I come from Uganda, they know what I'm talking about. That us twins in my setting are treated in a special way. We are not taken as ordinary people. Okay? Now, we are gods. Now, because of that, I was given a special treatment when I was growing up, especially by my paternal grandfather. Because my maternal grandfather was like Baganda things, no. He didn't believe so much into them, my maternal one. But my paternal one was always respecting them and insisting on keeping that kind of culture. Okay? Now, when talk about religious beliefs and you talk about twins in my kind of setting, and how twins are given a special kind of favor, and how twins are given a special kind of ceremonies. When I was growing up, I said, I don't want these ceremonies to be done in my name because I don't believe in these things. Number two, I'm not a god the way you take it. I'm a human being like you. There's nothing like special about me. I was just a matter of biology that something happened and we came to. We are not all that special. But people think twins are special beings. That's why they don't die. They simply vanish. That's why they cannot become heir to their father, because the father is a lesser human being. Now, I'm more important than my father because I'm a god and my father is just a human being. You get it? So now, when you look at all these stupid things we believe in Africa, somehow they tie us down. There are things which people do in my kind of setting in Uganda that take so much money from them. I know families which today still have these shrines. They call them masabo. And shrines are like churches. In fact, a shrine is the equivalent of a church, a sabo. A shrine is a sabo in my central kind of setting, central Uganda. We call it a sabo. Now, a sabo is the same thing as a church because sabo means where you go and worship. You get it? Now, think about it. The Europeans came and said that our shrines, which means a sabo in my language, were bad. Because there's nothing these people came and brought to us that was actually entirely new. They found us with clothes. They found us with our food. They found us with our language. They found us with our own civilization. And we had our own gods. Okay? Now, they say that our gods were inferior to their gods. that our shrines were bad. Remember, our shrine is called a sabo in my language, okay? That our masabo, which means actually a place of worship, that our shrines, the masabo, were bad, were evil. Therefore, their church, where they have a hopeless cross, is the right place to go. They brainwashed our ancestors, and our ancestors abandoned their shrines to only go and worship another idol, hopeless Jesus Christ on a cross. Okay? Now, when we talk about religion, we look at it from these angles that yes, we had our own, and they brought their own confusion. I always call it a confusion of paralysis of analysis. They brought us their own confusion, and they said our confusion was bad. Now, our ancestors said, okay, we agree our confusion is bad. Let us take on the European confusion. The question is, what has been the impact of having this imported confusion called religion? In summary, in my country, I went to school with girls who were forced to marry because they are from Islamic families and they have started their menstruation at 12 years. I saw girls who got married at 13 years when I was studying with them in primary. I saw many Muslim families which wouldn't take their children to school because they believed in the 80s that the Muslims were to do business in my country, that the Christians can go and become lawyers and doctors in the 80s. In the 80s. Now it has changed. But it used to be like for them, business is theirs. Let me tell you a story. I own a school called Pearl Vocational Training College. We used to have functions at the school, and one day, a certain imam came to our function and asked if we had got a Muslim to slaughter our hens. We are serving the parents. You get the point. If the cow and the goat were going to serve the parents had been slaughtered by a Muslim. Now, Nandip and Nanda, think about it for a minute. Someone comes to my function, I've organized my function, and asks me if the chicken is going to eat was slaughtered by a Muslim. If the goat is going to eat was slaughtered by a Muslim. Now, I was very annoyed. That I told him to fast that day. Please don't eat. Because if I'm going to get permission in my own school, before I slaughter a cow, before I slaughter my hen, I have to invite a Muslim. Why? Because me, I'm not Muslim, therefore I'm an infidel. They call us Bakafi, infidel. Okay? Now, you can imagine this man is as black as myself. But is very stupid than his ancestors. That he thinks that Islam gives them the authority to dictate how I slaughter my animals in my home. You see? And it means that this guy thinks that I'm not holy. I'm not holy. Therefore, whatever I'm going to cook for the public, the Muslims who are holy, who have a job to slaughter animals, must be invited to slaughter animals for the public. So I was asking, who gave you the license, you Muslims, to come to our functions, we non-Muslims, and dictate who slaughters our animals. I told him today they won't serve you even a morsel of our food. You are going to fast today and never do it in my school again. To ask me who slaughtered the animals in my school. I'm not religious. I don't care. Whatever belief you have, in my school, I slaughter my animals the way I want. Now, if you look at Africans who are very dense, who are very dull, to the extent of thinking that others are pure and others are dirty, others are holy and others are not holy, we have a problem. Now, I get it back to you, Nandip. I've shared with you my own experiences where people basically ignore us. One day, I had a girlfriend who was a Muslim, and she said you couldn't go very far because they couldn't allow an infidel in their family. And I loved her. I loved her. And we were in secondary school. I showed her, my friend, if you make a mistake to fall in love with me, you are an infidel. Your name is Paul. There is no way I can even tell my father I have a boyfriend who's called Paul. I'm Aisha. But all of us are black people. All of us are Ugandans. But Aisha cannot get me because my name is Paul. Now, this kind of stupidity that is dividing us as people in Africa, well, you cannot have a girl I love because I'm a Christian. I was by name because I kept my Christian name throughout. Even when I was like, you girl, I don't even believe in Catholicism. I'm just in a Catholic school. I keep a Catholic name. That's all. I should know you have a Catholic name. How can my mother hear that actually my boyfriend is a Paul? There's a problem. Now, this is Africa for you. That's my own experience. I want to take it back to you, Nandip. How has religion affected you in a person? How has it affected your society from your observation? Tell us your own story, Nandip.
Comrade, thank you so much for this talk. Honestly, I'm just thinking back on what is going on in my own community too. It seems like everything is almost the same with your own community. You know, you talked about the twins of a thing. We also have twins that they are worshipped in my own community called Ojen. Ojen are twins. So in my community, we have a place built with mud and a little touch of grass. And we have what is called earthen pot and calabash, as you said. Once in a year, these twins were worshipped. This Ojen, that is the twins in Tarok, we worship them because it's kind of something that never happened in 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 normality. That is in real life. Only once in a while that we see a family give birth to twins, and once the traditional family, that is those people that they are cultural, give birth to a twins, probably they will be worshipped, and then they will provide them with a groove made up of mud, thatched grass, and earthen pot and calabash. We, like yours, you said you give coins or some little money, our own, to sacrifice and offer chicken, cook chicken. We slaughter chicken, we brew what is called burkutu inche in my local dialect called inche. That is, we usually take, I enjoy taking it, the locally brew. I prefer the locally brew wine than the one that you where is my beer now? The one that you take with a bottle. I prefer the locally brew one than the bottle Thank you. Yes, I have one over here. I don't know where I keep it, it's somewhere hidden. Uh-huh. I prefer the local one than this. This light
Mm.
beer, I don't like this so much because I cannot find it. That's why I'm using this now. So
Yes.
in my tradition, we like this because the burkutu, which is called inche, build the body because it's made up from millet, corn, and it's fermented for like 3 days and then be locally grounded and then work on it for 7 days. And then if you test it and you take it too much, you'll be intoxicated. When you be working, you'll be doing like this. You'll be doing like this. You'll be doing like this. But it's very, very rich. Yes, it's more richer than you. So, like my mother, she's still alive now. When she take this brukutu of a thing that is in chain, she doesn't eat. When you give her food, she will say she has eaten because it's full of carbohydrate and protein. You don't need anything else again. That's how our people worship the twins with it. Now let's go back to the real thing, religion in Africa. So the religion in Africa, especially the Christianity and the Islam that came to Nigeria, it really caused a lot of damages to our traditional and cultural way of thinking or way of life. That's why I've told you that last week that you can see a traditional person that has been given birth in our local community come to a city like my name is Nandip, of which my mother gave birth to me and give me the name 48 years ago. When I come to the city now, like I'm now in the city of Abuja, then I will change the name Nandip to another name separately because I don't want to identify myself with my own culture and tradition, which is wrong, which is bad. I have to promote my own culture and tradition by putting my name. That's why I've been always telling my people in a platform that we have on Facebook called the Tarok Tradition and Culture. I always once in a while tell them that you that always change your names from the Tarok name to English name, you better change it back to the Tarok name. That means you are running away from your culture and tradition. You are embracing the culture of a foreign man, the culture of an Arabic person. And you are promoting that and you are leaving yours behind. That's why Africans, we are so backward. Because everything about us we think that is bad. No, everything about Africa is good. It's very, very good. That's why the Chinese people, they will leave their country and come to Africa trying to excavate a lot of things that we have because what we have, we don't even appreciate it. As Africans, what we have, we don't even appreciate it. Like our traditional wise, cultural wise, and otherwise. We don't even appreciate it. We want things that come out of Africa, that is Europe, Asia, Arabia, and all that. We like that so much. But things about Africa, we look at it that is inferior. No, things about Africa is what is perfect, is original, and is authentic. Those who think like that, they are kind of mentally unstable. Yes, I can describe them that they are mentally unstable. How can you have your mother at home and you say that you don't like your mother, you like another person, a mother, that your mother, she's what? Primitive. She's pagan. She's not civilized. How can you describe your mother like that? Or how can you describe your father like that? That's how we are describing Africans, that Africa is primitive, Africa is paganism, and Africa is what? Uneducated. If you can be able to kind of carry the educated, the way the foreign people carry their what do you call it? Their way of life to Africans, and we abandon it and embrace it. We are just saying to them that we don't believe in our way of doing things, which is wrong. We need to start promoting African culture and tradition. Kato, we have to start doing that. I have started it. Nana, you have to start that. If you have not started it in Ghana, you have to start it. I have started it in Nigeria. Kato, you have to start it in Uganda and other places where is I cannot even see Mabu today. What happened to him? So we have to promote our culture and tradition. Very, very important. If not so, in years to come will be history. And the history is there's no a continent called Africa, because we have already embraced the Arabians and the Europeans. So we Africans, we are nowhere to be found. That's what our people are after. I like my African traditional religion and tradition, especially Tarok. As I was saying yesterday, that I was initiated when I was 17, 18 years. But in Christianity now, you are just one month or 2 months, you will be baptized that you have given your life to Jesus. How can a baby talk? How can a baby know anything about Jesus Christ? Or how can a baby know anything about Muhammad or Allah? You see, because the African traditional beliefs, they have to allow you to think, to grow up as a man, to reason on your own. They will see that in 1 year or 2 years to come, especially Tarok, you can be able to hold a family. That's why you'll be initiated into the Tarok, the traditional culture. So that you, when you go there, you can be able to defend that cultural and traditional activities.
I'm going to stop you there.
I'm
going to stop you there so that I can be able to.
You have spoken more than what I have spoken now. Kato, I'm not making any sense. You have
2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
Okay, thank you. You see, so we have to promote. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, continue. Continue,
no, I'm okay. I'm okay for now. I'm waiting for the round 2 for now. Yes. Okay. Let Nana continue. Yes.
Nana, continue. Nana, start. Nana, start your race.
Thank you, Comrade. Thank you, Comrade Kato, and thank you, Comrade Nandip. Well, this is an interesting topic, and the impact of religion, especially in our culture here in Ghana. And Kato, I must tell you, Nandip, I must tell you, it's so sad because we've allowed ourselves, especially if you come to Ghana, you know the southern belt is being dominated by the Christian society, and then the northern part, majority of them are Muslims. You know the Muslims invaded from the Sahara regions through the Upper Volta, modern day Burkina Faso, to the upper part of our country. So most of them from Tamaligoyi are Muslims. But the funny thing is, because the Islam has been with us for a very long time, I think it's all over more than 1,000 years. And it has been with us. So my fellow brothers from the north think Islam is their culture. Like it has been with them for so a very long time that they think the Arab way of life is their culture. So they will wear the Arabian attire. They will try to eat Arabian food, the dates, and they will try to mimic all the Arabian culture. But they themselves don't know that. They think they were born into it. So that is their culture. And one thing about SS, there are Muslims who are also traditional African religious people. But the Islam frowns on that. So most of them have stopped the African tradition religion and are full-time Islam. deep down in their heart and their brain, they are thinking this is our culture. Islam is more practical than Christianity, because they will even Islam will show you how to eat, how to prepare food. Like as you said, even the food you will eat, you have to let Muslim to come and kill the animal before you be able to eat that animal. So it has dominated all the aspects of their life. So when you come and you tell them culture, they don't know any culture apart from what they are doing. So it makes it difficult trying to tell them that, look, our culture, our ancestral culture wasn't like this. It was African traditional. We used to do this and that, but right now it is the Islam thing. And when Christianity too, the Christian one, the indoctrination is too much, to the extent that as soon as you become a member of a society, they dedicate you uh, let's say, if you're a Catholic, then they dedicate you to the Catholic God. Because I know Christians here are fighting between the some of the churches are now trying to say the Catholic people are worshiping what do they say? They say uh, Mary is a lesser god or something like that. So the Catholic people are worshiping other gods, not the Jehovah God. So as soon as you come into the society, people expect you to behave like what they are already living. And if you think about it and decide not to do that, uh, yesterday I was talking to Enchibu Esiakon, and Bu Esiakon explained to me, because he has been able to meet a lot of humanists. He was saying there are loads of stories from humanists all over Ghana who were sent away from their families, all because they came out to declare their atheism or the humanism. That's how. And he said it's not like the family doesn't love them. The family love them like me. The family loves me, but they are afraid to help you. They are afraid to give you food to eat, because when they give you food to eat, you grow and become an agent of Satan. So they would rather starve you for their God to know that they don't approve of your apostasy or of your atheism or of your humanism. So deep down in their heart, they wish they can help, but their God is barring them from helping you. So it is divide and rule. Like even friends, when you meet, they segregate. If you go to church with this guy, you'll be roaming together. But at first, when we went to school, it wasn't like that. But right now, even the children, recently, one musician's son came out. You even saw it on social media. Comfort Black, that 10-year-old kid who came out saying he doesn't know any God. The mom is the God, and people were bashing him here and there. Actually, the school he was attending, most of the parents told their children not to go and play with him or not to go nearer to this innocent 10-year-old child. So this is how religion have separated it. So the politicians have used that to also because the politician will go to churches, they will dance and donate huge sum of money to the church. If you are not part of the church, it means you are not part of it. You will not get something. And if the politician also get that money, he will pocket it into his, because at the end of the day, he used some of the money to come to these churches and donate them. Religion is so deep into our society that even married people and marriage are collapsing, all because of religion. Because women are very protective. If like my mom was very protective of me, so even if you marry, your wife too will be protective of you. So do you know that your wife will actually go behind your back to see a pastor, not your pastor, a different pastor, and inquire about you, the marriage, and protection, and so many. So the woman brings a third party inside the marriage. A third
Yes.
party is brought inside the marriage. And Kato, I'm telling you, I've got the opportunity to get closer to a marriage consultant, and the stories that has been going on, it's not easy. Many marriages are broken, all because of these pastors, all because of these. Because you can love your wife today, you can study her today, you can live with her today, but you don't know tomorrow whether she will go to meet a different pastor, and this pastor will be telling her anything that he or she thinks, and the wife will be following this kind of pastor. So it's really serious in our part. Marriages, our education system. You know, you go to class, you go to classroom, and the first person is close your eyes and let's pray. Close your eyes. Why do we tell our children to always close their eyes? Do you want to steal from them? Do you want to steal their money? That's why you are telling your children they should close their eyes. So it's high time we all come together and some of these beliefs and share all these beliefs away. And me, I'm futuristic. Though my culture, I'm proud of my culture, my traditions, but I'm futuristic. So, unlike my brother Nandi, I will suggest Nandi provide the Tarok people with a lot of computers, and they will be able to design with their communal spirit. They'll be able to design things in relation to the culture of the Tarok people. I think because we can't always be going back, looking back. You can't like if you say this is your culture, this is a traditional dance. One particular dance, you will be dancing that particular dance for thousands of years. You need to be creative and create a new traditional dance. You need to be creative. You need to be creative and create a new traditional music. You see, you don't always have to fall on the old music. Like it is culture, so we have to preserve this. We don't have to create new. No, tradition doesn't mean culture is dynamic, as social studies teaches us. If it's dynamic, then what will be what will the future bring? So we should be more futuristic. Look into the future rather than looking back into time, because the future has a lot for us. But the past, you can't unmake the past. You can't undo the past. The past is already gone. So Nandip, I'm futuristic, and going forward, I'll also try as much as possible to promote my futurism. So, Kato, let Nandip comes in, and I think this is something small I have to say.
Thank you so much, sir. I wanted to give you your time so that you can exhaust your points before Nandip disrupts you, because Nandip is a disruptor. Is the disruptor, is the negative in the gang, is the negative in the gang.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, Nandip, before I come to you, let me make sense of, let me interpret more of what Ghana has said. Nana has said. Now, me, I've been saying, I think the Christian God, okay, me, I call the Christian God the Roman God, because it was the Romans who made this fake God called Christian God. So I call the Christian God the Roman God, and I call the Muslim God the Arabic God. Okay. Now think about it. Who is more corrupt? Think about a God who knows what you want. A God knows that Nandip loves his bottle. This is water. I am yet to understand alcohol. I'm taking water. Now, a God knows that Kato Mukasa loves water with honey. But this God says Kato Mukasa must pray to him to eat, to she, to be given water and honey. This God knows what I want. But still, this God wants me to kneel down and say, please God of the Romans, God of the Arabs, please God of the Jews, give me water and honey. Now, don't you think that this God is the number one corrupt person, entity, thing in the world? Because yes. I must corrupt this, I must corrupt this God every moment. I want something. With a prayer. A prayer is the bribery.
Yes.
I want to explain how God is corrupt. God is corrupt. The God of Jews is corrupt. The God of Romans is corrupt. The God of Arabs is corrupt. And the God of Africans is corrupt. Why? This God, you must sacrifice a hen so that this God can give you something good. Chicken. whatever. You must get a God. Now, how stupid is this God? How corrupt is this God? Think about it. My theory is that God is the number one corrupter of minds. So as we talk about economics tomorrow or any other day, let us agree that God, corruption starts with God, because we must corrupt him, it, she, with the what? With the prayer. So me, I refuse to corrupt God, and I said I will never pray to this thing, it, she, called God. Over to you, Nandi.
Kato, not to cut you short, not to cut you
Okay,
short,
go back.
not to cut you short, and then I'm coming. The Christians have a rebuttal about what you are saying. They usually say, assume even your father. If you don't ask your father something, will your father give it to you?
Now, my
I usually
father.
tell them, and I usually tell them,
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, a father doesn't. As a father, you don't need to let your children ask you of something before you give it to them. A father must know the basic, everything the child needs. As a father, you must know what the child needs. You must provide it before even the child even think about it. That is why you are a father. So they will say,
such a father is corrupt. Such a father is a dictator. Such a father is a lunatic. Over to you, Nandip, now.
Yeah. Thank you. I really enjoyed this talk this evening. Sorry that I just went out to pee, and sorry to use the word here. Let me attend to Nana first. Without the past, you will not know your future. I want you to understand that without the past, you will not know your future. So you are saying that we should forget about the past and focus about the future. No, the past will give you direction to the future. That is my argument.
How much are you going to remember about the past? How much?
No, that's why in Africa,
are you going to remember?
Yes, that's why in Africa we have what is called oral tradition. That's why in African religion we don't have what is called a written book like the way the Jews have it, a written book like the way the Christian have it, a written book like the way the Arab people have it. Ours is, I'll tell my children will tell their own children continuously. That's what is called the oral tradition. Yes. So without we knowing our past, our future is what is blown. That is the African proverb. So we should not forget about our past as Africans. So we should not allow our tradition and culture should be gone. Like the way Comrade Kato says that the gods of the Arab is corrupt, the gods of the Christians are corrupt, and the gods of the Africans, they are corrupt. Yes, completely agree. Because of the Africans, they look for chicken to eat and bukutu to drink. And the god of the Arab and Christians look for money. You see, I agree with you, comrade, completely. That's why we are humanists. We have to use our head and reason very, very well. What I see that is not even compatible to my own thinking, I will argue about it. But if I see that it's compatible to my own thinking, I will accept it. Like the way Comrade Kato say it, I agree with him completely. Our African god look for chicken, burkutu, that is nche, the beer to drink. The Arabs look for money, and the Christian look for money, and the Jew look for money. So that's my point right now. Thank you.
That's why when the whites came, they were asleep. Back to you, Nana. Go ahead with the other mission. Nana, go ahead.
I was trying to say when Nandi said our African gods were asleep, and it's true. That was the reason when the whites came, they were able to take, they were able to enslave us so easily. Because if our gods weren't asleep, they took Brukutu. We also have Brukutu here in Ghana. And okay, Kato, as I'm continuing, one aspect of religion is the all-knowing aspect of God, that God knows everything. He knows the past, he knows the present, and he knows the future. So, if God knows the future, if God knows the present, and if even God knows the past, it means there is no free will. It means there is nothing like free will, because from the start, from when you were conceived, this Abrahamic God knew that you are going to be, you end up at this place. Maybe you are going to be a drug addict. Maybe you are going to be shot. Maybe you are going to be a king. He knows. So it is not your doing. You have been programmed to do whatever we are, even as atheists and as humanists setting up this Humanist TV Africa. It is God's will. It is not our will. God planned that I will let this case set up Humanist TV Africa so they will get chance to tell me any nonsense they want. So that concept of free will, Christians think that God has given you free will for you to decide whether to follow him or not. And you also come and tell me that God knows what is going on in my head, in my heart, which means I am being programmed. It is not my, it is the program has already been established. It is there already. So I will encourage Christians to think about their doctrines very well, because anytime you start any convo with any one of them, it is like beating about the bush. It's like you go around the matter in a roundabout. It's like it doesn't, because their doctrines have made them. God is all knowing. God is this. God is eternal, and you will come back to tell me that the all knowing God says I should pray to him. He knows my needs. He knows my problem, and I should go back on my knees. I should go on my knees and pray to this God. So it's that time we start to take the doctrines one after the other and analyze them. And who is going to do that? Who is going to do that? That is why Humanist TV, we've taken out the mandate to do this job, this huge task, because this is what is supposed to be done in our schools. This is what is supposed. Yeah, this is what supposed. Our parents are supposed to tell us. Our parents are supposed to instill this discipline in us. But because of religion, religion poisons everything. Kato.
Thank you so much. Now, two things before we go to Nandip, and we have 8 minutes to conclude this show today. My theory, I'm stating it here again, is that the Christian God is corrupt, the Muslim God is corrupt, the Jewish God is corrupt, the Hindu God is corrupt, all the gods are corrupt, including the African God. Why? My theory says that these gods can only give you something after giving them something. These gods are egoistic. And these gods only survive on fear. Nandip, if you don't worship me, you will go to hell. Nandip, Nana, if you don't worship me, you will go to hell. They survive on I will box you, you will see me. Now, because I discovered that the God is corrupt, I said, I will never be party to corruption of this God. I will never be party to corruption of such, because any God we want me to bribe them with a prayer. A prayer is a bribe. Yeah. I repeat this. My theory says that a prayer is a bribe. Whenever you say prayer, you are corrupt, you are bribing a God. A God who is supposed to be knowing what you want. Now, why do you corrupt him with a prayer? Conclusion, Nandip. As we look at the impact of religions on our state of this fast today, on our cultures today, I want us to think forward, having looked at our own settings. Nandip, in your own culture, you have, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. When you look at the Tarok culture, how has these gods, African gods, European gods, Arabic gods, affected you as a people in the Tarok setting?
Yes. Thank you, Comrade Katu. These European gods, the gods of the Romans, the gods of the British people, has affected the Tarok culture and traditional negatively. That's why in my talk I told you that Tarok people, they are traditionalists, they are cultural people. They give the names to their children a Tarok name, a cultural name, not Christian, not Islamic name, or not English name. We always bear our Tarok names. But due to the influence of the Christian's religion, because we don't have Muslims in our dominion, our domain, sorry to say, in our domain at Tarok, we only have Christians. So they have already taken over most of our cultural and traditional way of life. Yes, the youth believe with the names the parents give to them, but when they left the community, the villages they belong to, and come to the city or town, they decided to change the name so that they can belong and they can kind of blend with other people. Like the way people will change their name to the Arabic name, to the English name. You want to, I always tell them that it's wrong. So the influence of the Christianity in the Tarok tradition and culture is very, very devastating. The Tarok tradition and culture accepted the missionary when they first came in 1902 to 1912. That is many years ago, almost more than 100 years. If the traditionalist refuses to accept the missionary into the Tarok land, there will be no what? Christianity. But now, the Christians are now, the Tarok Christian now fighting the Tarok traditionalists that there should not longer be Tarok tradition or culture in Tarok land. This is what? Corruption, which is wrong. I give you a space and you try to, take the space away from me. What do you describe that, Kato? How do you describe that, Nana? That is completely wrong. If the traditionalists are kind of bad people, they cannot even allow the Christians to, dominate or to come up in the Tarok nation. But because we, the traditionalists, we, the cultural people, we are free and accepted everyone. But the result now is very, very
Nandip,
and
say goodbye. Say your last word as you conclude. We have run short of time. Please say your last word for today and you conclude.
yes.
Say your last word today for the show. Nandip, if you can hear me,
You
say your
said
conclusion. Your
yes.
conclusion for the show.
Thank you, Comrade Katu. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
This topic is very, very, very important to us as Africans. We need to discuss topic like this so that we can enlighten our people the more about our cultural and traditional way of life. It's not about the beliefs. It's about our culture. Without our culture and tradition, or without our history, we will not going to know how we are going to, because we will be going like blindly without any focus or without any direction. With our culture and tradition and our history, we will know where we are going to. Thank you so much, Comrade Katu.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nana, your conclusion for today's show, because tomorrow we are coming back with the same topic with slight modification. What is your parting shot today?
Yeah, as we leave tonight, I want to tell my fellow Africans that the human being is the most important person or the most important entity that comes first in any conversation before your God and your Jesus and your other mythical figures. And I want to tell them that they should actually try to reason whenever they want to understand something. They shouldn't talk because they are feeling this way or that way. They shouldn't talk because their information, the new information doesn't tally with their old information. They should give room so that because in libertarian theory of journalism, it is said, let truth and falsehood get an open ground. Let them battle in an open ground. Surely the truth will win over the falsehood. So let's accept other people's worldview and let's try to engage it into our head, and definitely the truth will come out.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Nandip. Thank you so much, Mr. Nana. I want to conclude with two things. One is food for thought for our viewers. Our viewers, I was born in Uganda and I was raised in Uganda and I grew up in a Catholic family. I want to ask a question to our viewers and a food for thought. Assuming that you were born in Afghanistan, which religion would you be following? Assuming you are born in Indonesia, which religion will you be following? Assuming you are born in China, which religion will you be following? Assuming you are born in Japan, which religion will you be following? Assuming you are born in Russia, USSR, which religion will you be following? And assuming you are born in China, which religion will you be following? And finally, assuming you are born in France, which religion will you be following? You are born in Morocco, you are born in Egypt, you are born in Somalia. Which religion you, the one viewing us today, will you be following? It simply means that the religion you have is defined by your biological, geographical place of birth and is determined mostly by your parents. Therefore, your religion is also important. It will change if you had been born in Afghanistan. It will change if you have been born in USSR, Russia. It will change if you have been born in Japan or in Iran. Your religion would most likely be different today. So don't think that religion is so important than people. People are more important than religion. I, Nandip, and Nana chose to say no to religion. Finally, tomorrow, we are going to look at the impact of religion on women. Let us go and research. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about the impact of religion on women. And I want one of you to come with a verse in the Bible which praises women, with a verse in the Quran which praises women. If you bring it, then I will support taking religion. I'll start taking religion seriously. Get me a book in the Bible.
Single one.
Which,
just one.
Yes.
One.
Just one verse. That's one verse. Yeah. Then again, just one book in the Quran, which was written by a woman, and just one book in the Bible, which was written by a woman, just one book in the Torah, Tanakh, the book of the Jews. It's called Tanakh, which was written by a woman. Please get me verses. And at the same time, I'm challenging the viewers where women are being praised by this religion as being heroic, as being so brainy, as being so strong, as being so important in society, and as being so welcome before the God. Get me those verses. Also, get me a book in the Bible which was written by a woman, where we can see that this God loves women. Then let us go.
We have Esther in the Bible.
But did she write that book?
Okay, we'll find out tomorrow.
Okay, let's find out tomorrow. And again, tomorrow, please give me verses that praise women and books written by women in the Bible, in the Quran tomorrow. And then let us look at the culture of our society, religious culture. Do our religious cultures in Tarok, in Ghana, in Uganda, in Kenya support women? Do religious beliefs support the empowerment of women? If not, why? Let us discuss this topic tomorrow. And I want our viewers to challenge us by commenting tomorrow with so many verses that promote women empowerment in the Bible, that promote women empowerment in the Quran. I also come prepared for you. I will show you many verses that put women down in the Quran and in the Bible, so that we can know who is speaking the truth. Is the Bible and the Quran for women or for men? Let us discuss this tomorrow. See you when I can see you. Keep it positive, and thank you, Dennis, and everyone for this production. See you tomorrow. Keep safe, keep positive. See you again.